To the trip. I'm DWTT, and we got a full house, and we're talking about what just happened last weekend and what's probably about to happen, and a little thing about a little guy called CR7. We might talk about him as well. So see you in a bit. All right, hello everyone. Welcome to the trip. I'm DWTT. I got Matt in the house.
What's up, everybody?
There you go. He's got the same hat as me, I think. What's going on here?
That's why I went
Tony.
down.
You got Tony in the house. What's going on, Tony?
Not much. Glad to be here.
All right. So as you can see, Tony's on that little. He's coming to us all the way from Mars, so there's a bit of a delay. And we've got also.
I'm coming from the dark side of Oklahoma. That's what it is.
There you go. And we've got Mr. Tom in the house. How you doing, Mr. Tom?
Greetings, everyone on the panel and my boys in the comment section.
There you go. And last but not least, we got Stan, the man in the house with us. How you doing?
I'm good, and just want to repeat what Craig AFC 87 says: we are the champions at Christmas.
There you go. There you go. Yes, sir.
What a present!
For those in the chat, BX Gunner, he's the first one in the house. At least on this side, it tells us he's the first one. We got Riddy has joined us. Riddy is here. All right, and as Craig said, we are the Christmas champions. We could be champions for the rest of the year if we do what we need to do. So
I can get those Advent calorie day.
There you go. And saying hello to the Arsenal Misfit. Steven's in the house. Hello. Big hello to everyone. Still on mini vacation, so we'll be able to stay long. No problem. Enjoy that time. Enjoy that time when you get to be on vacation. And everybody's saying hello to Tony. So here we go. The World Cup is almost here. I think if I saw a week from today, the first matches are going to be played. But before we get there, last set of games happened this weekend. Some of us are happy, and one of us is not. But I think we're all not happy about the way that result went. So we'll get into that as well. Yeah, so I'll give you time to decompress while we talk about at least.
It's fine.
We'll talk about Arsenal here. So Arsenal, as they said, is still they'll be the champions on Christmas. I'll give my quick review of the game. First half, blah. Second half, really good. And I think the first half bad is because once again we had to lose one of our starters early in the game, but that same player that came in did a job just like Nelson did. This time it was Fabio Vieira who came in and actually responded in the second half after having to come in early in the first half. So really good from us. And Arsenal has been resilient like that, right? Every game. Sometimes we get knocked out, we get back up. So here we go. So Matt, how you feel about that Arsenal match?
We are top of the league. I say we are top of the league. I say we are top of the league. I say we are top of the league. That's how I feel about it, baby. That's how I feel. Give a damn about the displays. I don't care. We got the win. We are at the top of the table going into Christmas. History has it that's a pretty good place to be in. And I will be the first to say I hold my hands up. And I've got to give Mikel Arteta his props on what he has done this first half of the season. It is absolutely astonishing. I could not have wrote a better script. But there's a but there. There's a but. There's a but, Stan. There's a but. There is a but. All of this could be for nothing if we don't do what we need to do in January. all the fan base realized this. So I think we'll probably get some business done because the whole entire fan base realizes this. For the first time, Gary, I think you became a Gunners fan in 2012. Stan has been.
I was always a fan. I just got to
You
start
just got
watching them
invested.
regularly.
Okay, you got invested. Okay,
Yeah,
Stan,
I'm fully invested. Yeah.
Okay, you remember this. You remember back in the day, teams feared Arsenal. I saw it today. I've seen a couple of fan cams and fan channels. People, I even talk sport. They're starting to look worried and concerned that Arsenal we are doing we're doing the business. It's been a while since I've seen Arsenal rolling like this, man. And when I say a while, I'm going back to the early 2000s. We have got to. I don't know if anybody on the panel saw my fan count with Lee, but we've got to get some signings. We got to, y'all. We've got to, because that is the key. I do not want this to be another year like it was with Leicester, where we only signed one outfield play, no outfield players. Or last year, when we were all clamoring, when me and you, Gary, we sat on here last year and we were screaming about you and Stan were screaming about we needed signing, and Tony as well. And we ended up not getting anybody, and we had to watch that slow death. I'm gonna bring up a few points, and I'm gonna let this roll. I'm gonna move on so everybody can talk. I want to bring up this point. This is a point that you hadn't heard many people bring up. There's this team that's in the top 4 now by the name of Newcastle. Newcastle, if I don't have the chart in front of me, the table in front of me, but I want to say they are 6 or 7 points behind us. Now, those owners are going to go or come into this break. They're going to be thinking to themselves, 7, they are 7. Okay. They're going to be thinking to themselves, well, hell, man, we wasn't expected to be up here anyway, so let's have a right shot at it. In the worst case scenario, we get 4. We've completely overachieved what we were supposed to do, and let's go out and splash the cash. And I say that to say this: we got players over at Leicester, Tielemans, Madison. You got other players in the league. We're going to have to be competing with Newcastle with buying these players. So if there's anybody that we need to get, we need to be moving right fast on, like very quickly. Because if we don't, it's going to be a missed opportunity. And I want y'all to understand, this is not a guarantee. There's no guarantees in sports. There's no guarantee that we could be competing again like this again next year. Seize the moment.
Very true. Very true. And we needed somebody to score, and it was Erdegaard who scored for us. So there you go. Let's take your chances when they come, because you never know. Tony, we heard Matt talk about the game and then talk about future things that we have to do, but you can give you a quick little overview of the game, and then we'll get into the details of the game, but a little overview of the game and anything else you want to talk about real quick.
I've been asking for years is a grit. Wolves were set up very well against us. Took us forever. 2 great goals by Odegaard, especially the one that he kicked it right in there. But the type of clinical finishing we need. And as far as Matt said, no team has not finished top of the league, having 37 or more points, 14 games. So hopefully we're not the first. But last year, around this time, we needed to win the games against me. And we had to go in there and reinforce. Now, we just need to reinforce the team. Like Matt said, the team in there in Newcastle, I thought they might be threatening for a Champions League season. I didn't think they'd be third at this point, but I thought it'd be challenging. Like he said, they'll be going out for the same players that we will be, same with Spurs. Not sure what business City will be doing, but Man United, Liverpool, see all those will be looking for moves. So do has to be busy. Hope the phone was going crazy like it needs to be. Another thing Matt said, we need to seize the day. Seize the day last year when we had the top four, we could have showed it up. Just could have got players like Bruno Ramirez. There's other players out there. Hopefully we'll go get some players like Neves or somebody that can help Kuipers because he needs backup. Most importantly, kicker. Even if it's somebody we go out there, put in there in the middle, Jesus out to a wing if we have to do that. But we need a KDA. We can't rely on him. Jesus players commits one of the most fouls. Like some fighting check. Now you see him dropping back, doing a lot of the work that Lacazette was doing forward. So he has a heavy workload. They'll be going deep into the World Cup. Don't know what Martinelli, Saliba, there'll be some players going deep into the World Cup. So we definitely need to strengthen because guess who we have coming in with Newcastle, Spurs, and Manure. So we're going to have to hit the ground running quick. We're going to have all of you. Hopefully we have all the players coming over there, going over ready for training. A good thing, like Stan mentioned yesterday, guys will be there. They're not going out on World Cup duty, so that's a help. Hopefully it also allows for some new guys to come in and get used to the team. Players like Fabio that are a little off the pace, but quite crisp enough, not getting quite in position when he needs. That's pretty much all I have to say for now.
Yep, we said a lot now. Said a little bit about the game, a lot about our future plans. Stan, I'll let you just get it.
That was longer than an Undertaker entrance, man.
Sorry, me and Matt went for sermon.
Yeah, he just decided to talk about the game for like 5 seconds, and then you know what? This is what we're gonna do.
This is what happened when you win games, man. It doesn't talk about it. You got damn win. What go play about? Let's
you win when you got 3 points. What? Yeah. Clean sheet. What else you want us to say, Gary?
That's true. No, we've got what 5. Got 17 wins and 3 losses. So we'll take that, right? So I'll let you go a little bit on the. If you want to talk about the game at a high level, but it sounds like everybody wants to talk about everything else that's going to happen in the future.
No, I'll just talk about the game. I mean, I didn't have an opportunity to see it live because I had school constantly whipping my phone out to sneak a look at what the score. When it went into half time and I saw that it was 0-0, I was a little bit nervous because even though we managed to get 3 points, we go to the top of the league, a 5-point gap. We're going to be there at Christmas. It's not the real Christmas break, right? Because there would still be another 6 weeks of football. However, psychologically, I think, when football resumes and everybody comes back from the World Cup and the Premier League resumes, it does look, you look at the league table, we are there. Everybody will see that, So I thought it was so important that we managed to keep that going and come out of this game with all 3 points. I was really pleased as well that, we're able to get goals still now from other places on the pitch, and we're not just relying on Gabriel Jesus, but he came very close. He came, even though he's coming a lot deep to get the ball, rotating with Martinelli now. That seems to be happening in the last couple of league games. I've noticed them two rotating. He's still getting into areas to have shots at goal. So he's still getting into the sharp end of his business. So it will only be a matter of time now before the goals will come, and I'm still certain that he'll finish on double figures at the end of this season. So for me, I'm just really pleased that now that football has stopped for a while for the World Cup, we finish on the top of the table. So important for everybody's confidence moving forward.
No, for sure. Yeah, going into after watching that City match, and I was happy. I think a lot of us were happy seeing that, and then going, damn, we could be, 2 games ahead of them, basically 5 points up. No matter what, no matter what happens, going into the last day of the year, we're gonna still be in first place, and if we win, we'll be first place through the rest of the year. As City doesn't play until later in that week, I think. So we can put a little bit of separation before they even step on the pitch. So really nice there. So, Mr. Tom, I know you've heard some of the Arsenal talk. I don't know if you want to talk about that, but you can also we'll get into it because I know some of us want to hear your thoughts on how your team did as well.
Right, I'll start with Arsenal. Congratulations on winning. Congratulations on being Christmas champions. There's no trophy for it, but it's still a marker, obviously. And I'd rather be where you are than where Wolves are after that contest. It's obviously very impressive what winning games does to a club, and it's. I mean, to be fair, I know my team lost at the weekend, but the 2 previous weekends were rather enjoyable. I think it is fair to say. So take the rough with the smooth, I suppose. No, well done.
Cool. And then, as we said, you'll get into your game. So I think that happened on Sunday, right? That happened on Sunday.
No, it happened on Saturday.
Okay, Saturday.
If you actually want to know my real live raw reaction to that contest, you should probably watch the repeat of the road trip. It was a bit less PG than I'm trying to get across.
I had to step away for a while, and the mute button was not going to get pressed, so Mr. Tom let it out.
Also one thing, I'd like to congratulate Rodrigo and Somerville on being the first pair of players in Premier League history to both score in 4 consecutive matches, which is not too shabby for a team that we were rightly saying a month ago can't score goals.
That's crazy. That's pretty nice.
But unfortunately, the scoring goals has been fixed, but now the defending needs fixing. So,
you open yourself up when you start scoring, right? So you get a little let down there as well. You find so happy mediums will come. They will
cost
come.
ourselves big.
Yep.
It was shambolic at the back.
Yep. So we'll get into the games, but I guess one of the things that did come out of the game is once again coming in. I said Jesus needed to score just before he heads out to the World Cup. He does everything else for us. If there's a list of things and there's like 100 things on it, the number one thing is to score, but the rest of the other stuff he does. Everything we needed, he did it in this match. Still couldn't score, had opportunities. I think he hit the post once again. But he did get the pre-assist on the first goal, if you want to count that. But he's always there to support the team. So goes into the World Cup without a goal in 11, but his team sits top. And I for one would say we wouldn't be top of the league if he wasn't on our squad. So for that, he is pretty valuable to us. Now, I kind of feel like he's one of our most valuable players, in the sense that he's changed the makeup of the squad, the way we've been playing. He's opened things up for everybody else. Healthy Partey doesn't hurt as well. But Jesus, I think, has been key to our success here. He's given Arteta what he wants, and that's been pretty good. Matt, anything you want to say on? I guess we'll talk about. You can talk about whatever play you want, but Jesus for me
Well,
was.
I was just simply going to say I think Jesus going to Brazil. Well, going to Brazil, excuse me, going to the World Cup with Brazil is a good thing. I would have hated for him not to have gotten called up, been on this slump. Then he probably would have been beating himself up. I think having a being around his compadres or whatever compatriots, I think that'll give him an opportunity. Pressure's off of him for a little bit. Give him a little rest, mental rest rather. Sure, he'll be wanting to play. I'm not sure how they're gonna run out when they play, but I think that'll kind of maybe kickstart him or what have you. So he'll come back ready to firing or what have you. 'Cause I don't know if he's gonna get a lot of playing time at the World Cup, but if he does, it could spark a fire. So
True. The one thing he does for us, which I think Brazil probably needs, is somebody who will take a step back and do some of the dirty work. So, he's been doing it for us, and if he continues to do that for Brazil, that might help them out because they do have a lot of players that probably can put the ball in the net, and will probably more likely want to do that than do some of the work. So, Stan, looks like you wanted to say something on that note.
I was just thinking, didn't Jesus go away on international duty before for a tournament and not score any goals? And there was it kind of looked like it affected him for a while.
if he did, it was probably at 2. What's the one they have over in the
Copa America?
Copa America, yeah. I think he did fairly well in the Olympics.
Yeah, you get a gold medal. I think somebody had something to do with that.
Yeah, I think he did fairly well in the Olympics, but I think it's the Copa America is the one where he didn't score a lot of goals.
Yeah. Tony, you got anything else to say, Matt? Sorry, Stan, on that?
No.
Any other play that stood out for you? Tony, you're talking about Jesus.
Yeah, I think both Jesus and Chinko, I think are both invaluable. Have a lot to do with the success of a team, leadership on and off. Instead of going out there grooming players and pick up players, wanting to lead the team, which is good because he's worked with them before. He knew the type of players they were, fit perfectly so far. That's why I like Zinchenko on the pitch. I might not see him as a left back, but I think it doesn't matter too much where he's at. But I think Jesus is the most valuable, especially when think about how much he's helped Martinelli. I think Martin this season. I think he was driving for a World Cup, but a Brazilian there, somebody that speaks his language, somebody in camps before, has helped him tremendously. Why that left side so strong, and like you say, he does a lot of this dirty work. Still tries to run forward. Hasn't been scoring, but that doesn't matter too much because other midfielders are picking up goals. Clinical person, and even if we go get a striker, Jesus doesn't mean Jesus has to go to a bench. This means he can slide over and still help with the leadership, help getting everybody involved with. And I want to say he's going out there making a huge difference for the team, and that's what matters.
Cool. Mr. Tom, I don't know if you have anything to say on Jesus.
Yeah, I do. I'll keep it brief. It's nothing new, but I think it goes back to August. You could see in the first game at Crystal Palace that he raised standards, and obviously there was a level that he put as the bare minimum, and he wouldn't have anything less. And it obviously spread like a virus Actually, that's more of a negative way, but you know what I mean. Like, it spread throughout, but he's become the core of the team as such. Even though he's in the forward position, they look to him as he's clearly a leader as such up front, and it's carried on from he set that stall out in the first game, and it's not let up. And because he's not scoring, they're carrying. No, saying they're carrying him's not fair, but they're not letting him sink. The team isn't faltering because he's not scoring, because he won't let them drop their standards, even if he ain't scoring. I don't know if that makes sense, but it sort of makes sense.
Well, he definitely is upset when we miss shots, and we saw that. I think, like you said, in the preseason for sure, because I think he put a ball on a plate for someone and they missed it, and you could see him just like, nah, that can't happen. You have to do better, and that was immediately when he arrived. So I think Jesus has shown that.
I'll say one thing. I've alluded to this before, Gary, but like about his face when he's in a position to receive the ball when he doesn't receive the ball, and he looks like, he's disgusted, let's say. But that's a sign of like he's not hiding. He's not scoring, but he's not hiding from the play. Like, he wants the ball. Winners want the ball, ultimately.
Yeah. Yep, I think there was one of those crosses that I can't remember if it was. I mean,
he was so close, wasn't he? When he hit that crossbar, I mean, if that had just gone in,
you can see the pain in his face. Yeah, you can see the pain in his face when he missed that, man. I actually felt bad. I really felt bad for him on that. I was like, man, that he can't catch a break. That happens, man. When strikers on that dunk, man.
The difference was when Lacazette was sort of running deep and doing his bits deeper, he wasn't able to get back into the box to be on the end of anything. Jesus is doing that. And when Lacazette did get into the box, some of the times it wasn't even on target. So I think it will come. At least he's doing the hard graft, and his involvement and what he's bringing to the team, it's really raised our levels. But there is a side of me that, I like Marcus to score goals. I'm just a bit old-fashioned like that. So I hope it starts soon.
Yep. No, definitely. Well, hopefully when he goes to the World Cup, that might give him a little bit of he won't have to feel like it's all on his plate, because he is playing with a really good team. So maybe he'll relax a little bit, and he can, be a little bit more comfortable in front of the goal. Like, he doesn't have to take it right away, because, they would be better, and they probably are going to dominate some of those games. So we'll see how he does. Yeah, so we talked a little bit about the game. We talked a lot about some of the players. Sounds like people want to talk. So, and there were some comments in the chat that we might want to get to as well. So I think one of them, I guess this is one of the first ones that came up, that,
that was painful to watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, if you've not seen it, which I wouldn't have expected any of you to, but if you've not seen it, basically Meslier punches the ball, but he doesn't quite get full contact, let's just say. But allegedly, because he touched the ball, it's in play. Some bollocks that they fuck this one. Anyway, that they've used to justify timed out at 28 minutes. Basically, it drops out to Harry Kane, but he can't get to the ball because he was clotheslined into the goal by two Tottenham players. And referee, they didn't even look to VAR for it. I don't understand how that happened.
You see those calls go to the goalkeeper all the time.
Goalkeepers are protected. Like, it's an institution that if the goalkeeper gets touched, play generally stops, is my understanding. But I don't know. It's one of those where I can't prove it, obviously, but I get the feeling if we had bundled Hugo Lloris into the goal, it wouldn't have counted.
Yeah.
That's my underlying feeling on the situation. Some may feel that I'm wrong or feel I'm making it, but I genuinely feel like but not even just because it's Hugo Lloris. I mean, just most goalkeepers would have been protected in that situation. But, oh well. I don't necessarily agree that it would have been 2-0 to Leeds at half time, though, because obviously it would have stayed 1-0, but you don't know then what happens from that point.
I thought you
So-
had opportunities to take a 2-goal lead.
No, we do. I'm not disputing that. I'm just not automatically going on the assumption that we'd have then automatically gone down the other end and scored for 2-0. Like, it would be naive
No,
of
but
me
in that
to-
first half, outside of that, you still had opportunities to get at least 2 goals in that
Oh no,
match.
we could. I'm saying we could, but I'm not saying like we definitely. I'm not sitting here going because of that we would have been 2-0 up at half time and we've been like that. That's simply not fair. Like, if I'm being rational about it, but it's just disappointing.
Yeah.
Because it's not just that, we also shot ourselves in the foot with our childlike defending.
Yeah, it has not looked good. It hasn't looked good compared to how you started the season or how you ended the season last year. So,
Was
but I think
Furpo playing?
it's for
My
Was
boy
Furpo playing?
Furco.
Are you playing?
Oh, it's like, no, that actually explains it. I don't
There you
think
go
he
then.
was.
You fucked
That
without him, didn't
explains
you?
it.
There you go.
Yeah, we are. I just.
It's all about the Furpo.
He's my boy. It's my boy. I can't. You make a good point. No, I've seen it written on Twitter, let's say, or a social media network, let's say, currently owned by a media mogul and scientist, or whatever you want to call him. But that Leeds don't have tactics; they have vibes, and it kind of feels correct. Like, we just go out and go, oh, we play how we feel like playing. Yeah, in the Premier League, you need to have tactics.
Was it like jazz?
You need exactly, yes. Like, you need to have a plan. But the problem is, I can't blame the manager, because you sit right. What we go 3-2 up with 15 minutes left, right, and he goes 5 at the back. But if he hadn't have gone 5 at the back, I'd be sitting here going, why didn't you try and protect your lead? He did try and protect his lead. Problem is, he protected his lead with 5 defenders that can't defend as a unit. Pardon my. I'm trying to be more even keel about it. I had this fun Saturday, but generally, I'm just disappointed because I don't want to say I thought we'd won at 3-2, because, as I've said, like, I was like, this has the potential to go badly wrong, and it did. But I did sit there thinking, I can't believe we've gone 3-0 up at Tottenham. Because considering
imagine the roller coaster ride you went 20 minutes of that game.
it was like we were winning, we're not winning, we're winning, we're not winning, we're winning again, we're not winning, and we're losing. It was.
Tottenham are getting out of jail quite a lot this season. I just don't see how long that can continue. The jail at the last minute.
Yeah, they've been before.
To me, they feel like they're flying by the seat of their pants a bit.
I mean, and that's the thing. They can't live on it, but if they get better, then it won't matter anymore, right? And that's a problem. That's a problem. But you can get something on them, right?
I say it's about my own team, Gary. I say it's about my own team. They are benefiting from the poor play of the opposition more than they're actually making things happen.
Sure.
I could be wrong. That's just how I see it. Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's probably true, because it's not as if nobody's seen this all season. Like, how often have we watched that team come back and score late in games?
Too many times, man.
It's
there's
like
one
5 or 6
those teams you just call a heart attack team that hasn't been pretty. Like Tom said, it's more of a opponent. Spurs doing things right. I thought they'd be a better team than they living by the seat of their pants right now. Hopefully things start dropping in table, and hopefully they don't get the best winner and get things sorted out. Hopefully they keep struggling. Hopefully the ugly wins go away and they start becoming ugly losses.
That would be nice. That'd be nice. But there's one comment. Anybody have anything else to say about that Leeds loss before we move on?
It'll get better Tom, get better.
Let me just quickly tell.
And shout out to Tom for wearing the NWO shirt tonight.
Thank you, very kind. I'll just, before you say it get better, I'd like to just reveal to you our next two fixtures before the end of the year. We on the 28th of December we play Man City at Leeds, I believe, and then on the 31st of December we go to Newcastle. So, you know,
hey man, you saw
it'll
Brentford.
get better.
You saw Brentford, man.
It'll get better in 2023 probably.
You know, but that's the thinking that will get you. You're waiting until the 2023 for your next win. When in reality, you could just go ahead and get it now, right?
I mean, we could beat Man City. I mean,
You beat Liverpool.
The thing is, right, and you're going to think this sounds really absurd, but I do think we clearly play better against the better teams. I think that is something that has become quite apparent. It's against the better team. Like our style suits playing the better teams than playing the scrappier contests where we need to be. What's the word?
Yeah.
Whereas it's like, we're playing Arsenal today. We're probably going to lose. Let's have a go anyway.
True. And I'll get to some of your messages, but there is one. There's one I want to talk about before we continue on here. It's for those who don't know or do know, Miss Melina. She did, like, I think it was a couple weeks ago. She went out to London, got to watch. I believe it was her first
2
match.
weeks ago.
Yeah, got to watch her first match. I believe we won that. Well, we did win that one because we haven't really lost that often this year. So she got
only once.
Yeah, only once.
Unless you went to the United game, then it's all good.
Yeah, we haven't lost at home, right? So she did. She went to a home match. So there you go. So you got to see the match. I think she went and saw, for those who know, Steven and Luca and other podcasters and all of that, hung out with them. Came back and then ended up getting a little sick, and I believe she's got a little asthma issue, and that kind of put her in the hospital for a while. I believe now the latest news I saw, I think it was there were two notices. One was that they're going to take her off the ventilator, which is a good sign, and the next one is that they're looking to. I think she's going to be leaving the hospital soon. So, any well wishes would be send it her way, and so hopefully she'll be back on her feet, getting ready to chat with us about football again.
She's in our comment section sometimes.
Yes, he likes to hang out with us. Yeah.
Apologies, I don't mean to sound ignorant there. It's just obviously you would know her more because of the Arsenal community. Like, I only see her in, of course, best wishes.
Yes.
Caught me off guard. Dan brought it up because I usually follow her, talk to her. You see what happened to her when she got back. It sounded like she either got flu or has a bad heart, like her dad does. Her dad went with her to. Both got to enjoy it. So hopefully her
speedy
health
recovery.
turns around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, she's awake now.
Well wishes.
She's awake now, as I understand.
Yeah, she's awake now.
They brought her out of the coma, and hopefully she's going to go home.
Yes.
Get back to it, hopefully.
Yep. So, like I said, speedy recovery, Miss Melina. We'll see you soon in the chats.
Yeah.
We'll see you soon in the chat. So this has come up, and I think I don't know if any. I think I heard one person maybe comment. I haven't even really commented on this, but Arteta, he told us what he's going to do, and for me, I said if he gets the time, he'll probably get to do what he wants to do. He's replenished the squad to his liking, and we've seen the results of it. I don't think many managers get that opportunity and get the time that he's had, but he has gotten it, and we're seeing the fruits of his labor and the fruits of patience from Arsenal. I personally didn't want to wait because fans, we shouldn't have to wait to see the results of all of this, but we've lived through
You wanted it yesterday.
We all want it yesterday, though, right? We feel like we've got good players. Arteta doesn't like the ones he had, so he got rid of a lot of them, and the ones that he's kept.
And to some vindication, I would like to add, some of those tough decisions that he did have to make in his earlier tenure seem very vindicated now when you look at maybe what some of those players are up to in their football careers at this moment in time.
Yeah, Matt, you got anything to say on that one? Arteta, you're gonna have to give him some praise, maybe more praise. I know Arsenal is top of the table, but Arteta is the man who's got him up there.
See, you're trying to stir the pot, man.
I am, because I know your friends. I know your friends are. I know your friends are.
Gary's got his ladle out.
Yeah. No, Arteta. I'll tell you, man. I don't know. I told Lee yesterday. I said I don't know what we were doing on Wednesday night, what that was all about. But it was just one of those things that just reiterated what I said earlier about us. We need to thicken up a little bit. But no, I think he's done well, man, considering some of the tricky patches that we've had. I mean, I'll be honest, man, these are some games. Let's just step back. I wish we could have a tape and just roll back where we were at last year this time. Me, you, and Stan and Tony just cussing every Monday night about, how we're in games and just we end up losing them. Or we drawn against these teams that we should be beating. And this year, we'll play bad and still find a result. And that's the hallmark of a team that, as I stated earlier this season, has belief. You can visibly see it in the players. I think last year's result hurt them so bad that they felt like, we're going to go out and we're going to just, we're going to take it. Look at what they're doing after they score goals. I hadn't seen that since 2003, 2004. Players huddling up after the goal. They're slowing, like, even if we're in a game or whatever, they come back, they slow it down. Hey, get back into the game mentally, and then they proceed on. It's small things like that, man, that are really starting to take shape. Arteta, made some tough decisions on Mr. Pierre. And as I stated to someone recently, it worked out. In retrospect, you look at it, it worked out perfectly fine. But there's this thing called the January transfer window. And that's going to be the telltale sign of what we're going to do this year. I really said it early in the chat. It was way back early in the chat. He said this is going to literally tell us where we're headed. Because I think we'll all deep down we'll say, okay, we got Champions League, we got it. But everybody on this panel would like to see Arsenal. Yeah, you too, Tom. Would like to see Arsenal be successful this season. So I just think that we have really got to seize this moment and really, really, hunker down, man, and get this and try to get this title, man. This, that 2016 season still worries me, but still bothers me because we never signed an outfield player. We didn't even give ourselves a chance to, And then how many times have we seen Wenger when we needed one player, we needed one or two players, we needed a defensive midfielder. Wenger, just get a defensive midfielder, and we just never got it, and then we, floundered it away,
I think like you said, 2016 and the last January window should be more. Last January should be more than enough to tell you that Well, it could be one player that you bring that makes a difference.
And the Rams stink, man. So there's no need of them even trying to spend money over there. That's just pack that in, man. F them picks. That's what they said, and now just screw it. And so now you invest that money. I promise you, Stan Kroenke, if you're watching this tonight, you and Josh tonight watching.
He always tunes
DWTT.
in. He always tunes in.
The man loves a trip.
Yeah, it's like a little bell and alarm notification, so he never misses a show, man.
Hey, you're watching it tonight, Stan. F the Rams. Put that money over here. Get the checkbook out. Get the checkbook out, and let's go ahead and splash the cash. And I promise you'll make your money back tenfold if Arsenal win the title. I promise you that.
That would be
You see,
really nice.
A couple of things I'd like to say as well. We're no longer what I used to call a Goldilocks team. In order for matches before, the porridge couldn't be too hot, the porridge couldn't be too cold. The porridge had to be just right for us to have any success. Now, when the porridge is too cold or too hot, we have answers. We have other answers to navigate our way to still get what we want. And looking at this season, since we won that game at Wolves now, and we've got the break, I've been thinking more and more about the 2015-16 season. That was the season that Leicester won the league. And if you remember that season, it was really there for us to win it. And we were the one team that was able to beat Leicester, who went on to be the champions. We beat them 2 times, yet they still managed to pip us to the post. And I'm thinking to myself, I wonder if it could be a similar thing this season, where we take care of our business, and maybe the only team that can beat us twice this season would be Manchester City. But it still isn't going to be enough for them to get to the finish line like it was for us, similar for us in 2015. So nobody thought that Leicester could win the league, So I'm really hoping that there's like a mirror going on. And I would love us to put it over a Man City, but we may be able to be in a position where we get a draw and a loss, or 2 draws, or even 2 losses. We could still be in a position where it doesn't matter, because that's what Leicester did, right? We beat them twice. Remember that goal by Danny Welbeck?
Yep. February. I remember.
But we still didn't have what they had at that time. And at that time, they were playing like a proper team, weren't they? There were players that were raising their game. They only had a few players that are really any good if you think about it. Drinkwater, Vardy, and Kante. You know what I mean?
Stan,
that helped the others.
Go ahead, Stan. I'm sorry.
I just think that we could be in a similar position, because at that moment, like you just highlighted, you see what it's like when we score goals.
Yeah.
This is a team that you're seeing now. It's a team. It's not just a few bods with a couple of good players and the rest are just like making up the places. You're seeing a team. So I think we're in a good place. And I keep thinking about 2015.
One thing that I brought up at the beginning of the season, and I've told people this, you're going to see it play out in the second half of the year. We did exactly. Remember last year, and I used to say, I said, this is the first half of the season will save you on the back end of the season. Remember, Gary, remember that? How many times I said that? Time after time, right? Remember what happened last year? We didn't win the games on the first half of the season, and we paid for it on the second half. This year, we've won the games that we need to win in the first half of the season. Let's say we do, as Stan just said, let's say we drop points against City. It may be a draw here, or a draw there. We've got money in the bank.
Yeah, they don't. As I say, they can't take those points away.
Bingo.
We got 37 points, and guess what? We're gonna have 30. They can't take them away. We haven't done anything wrong to have them be taken away. I don't think we're gonna do that. So we're gonna have 37 points plus whatever else we add. So if you can add to it, go do it. Like you said, there's money in the bank. You're playing with house money because nobody expects us to win anyway.
Cash in that briefcase, man. Cash it in.
Cash it in, man. Money in the bank.
Better than Tyson Fury did with it.
Sorry, who do you play on Boxing Day, if you don't mind me asking?
West Ham, I think.
West Ham.
Right,
West Ham and then Brighton.
Let me posit you an interesting scenario which will happen.
New manager bounce?
No. When Man City rock up at Ellen Road on December the 28th, you can potentially be 8 points in front of them. You should have an 8-point lead.
Yes. Yes.
I'm not saying that to put a
and then when they play on like
realistically, no, but what? Sorry, Gary. What I mean is, you're entering territory. You're edging closer to territory where even if they beat you twice, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. That's exactly what Stan was saying.
As long as you beat everyone else, it doesn't matter what they do. They can't hurt you.
Yeah.
But you have to beat everyone else.
It'd be tough going to Spurs because we typically struggle. I mean, we've only beaten them there once in the last 10 years, something like that. Rosicky was the last person to score there. I remember that game. He scored in one. It was 1-0, something like that. And that's but we typically struggle away from home against them. But all these other teams, we pretty much own Justin, man. And
Arteta has to
I
have
still
learned
think
from that.
that later season.
Yeah, Arteta hopefully has learned from the Old Trafford match. You cannot play defense like that. I don't care. There's no way. And that's the thing that we have right now. We have defense, and that's why no matter how poor we play, when we talk about poor playing, most of the time it's because of our offense, right? Once in a while, we will make an errant pass. That's the only way teams will get easy chances to score, but we usually close that down quickly, right? We did that in the last match. Same blind pass from our center back. This time it was Saliba to the striker. And I think we closed that down, right? I think it was Ramsdale came in, maybe made the stop, right? I can't remember who made it. But that's the only way you get chances on us consistently. We always seem to make one mistake. A lot of times not. But our defense is that's what Arteta brought, and that's how I believe he, to some degree, he won the FA Cup because he did have some defense there. Went away from it for a little while, and then now it's solidified that a lot more with the players he's brought in, to where our defense is top in the league, right? Tied with Newcastle, right? So, that's what Arteta wanted to do. He solidified our defense and then start working on everything moving forward, right? Can't score on us. If they can't score, they can't beat you, and that's what we've been doing.
Yeah, I really think that we're in a really good place, man. And I just think that if we're to take this serious, we just make the moves in January. I mean, even if it's a loan, a loan or two here, and a player that's coming in, I think that people just want to see some insurance coming in for down the line. I mean, y'all saw Granit Xhaka. That's something we didn't bring up. You saw that happen, and it was like, okay, yeah, we definitely need to get some signings. Yeah, because other teams are going to strengthen. I brought up this to Lee. I said, don't think for a minute now Liverpool is just going to sit back and not going to splash the cash. These other teams are going to start trying to improve as well around us. So we've got to hold down the fort, and we have to operate from a position that we're in front of the pack, and not coming up to like we're for years we've been accustomed with sitting in 7th or 8th place talking about trying to get 4th.
Stephen, thanks for joining us. Take care, my man. Sorry about that, Matt.
Yeah, we got
to
grab
20 minutes ago.
No, I know.
Grab
I've been
first, Matt.
Dad joined us for a little bit. I think.
What's it, Tony?
Slice.
Okay, we got to grab the reins and keep whipping the horse. Just keep on going.
Yeah, you got to bring the wood, man.
Sorry, seeing us Stan's eating, can we do our crisp show?
It is time for crisp.
It's made me a bit hungry. Tony, what you got, brother?
Oh, he's got
what you got, Stan?
Kit Kat.
Kit Kat. That's not a chip. That's not a crisp. What's going on?
What you got, Tony?
I thought it'd be quieter than the big bag moving, the Alonso bag.
I have wavy carnitas. Or do you want to say wavy lays pork taco?
I already had a meal. Sorry, I already had a meal before I got on the stream.
Oh, Tony, did I sell Funyuns by you?
Yeah, and Stan, you missed it. About a month found Wavy Lay's favored Funyuns. Flavored Wavy Lays.
I got no graphic!
Raw.
Sorry, I just realised. Look, it's a segment. It's an actual set. Sorry. Right, I already ate, so I didn't get a massive bag. But I went with because of the defeat on Saturday. I went with a comfort crisp, all right? Went with a classic, a Tom favourite, the Thai sweet chili sensations, baby.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Boy,
I just want to say now,
Man, I can.
if there is anyone listening from Twiglets to sponsor me, I'm open for negotiations. I love Twiglets, and I will have them on every show. I'll have them on everything that I do. I'll always have a bag of Twiglets. All right. So if they're out there, Twiglets, hit me up.
Twiglets. All right. Very
Love
cool.
Twiglets, man.
Very cool.
Mm.
All right. There's a couple of we're gonna get into.
Only reason I
some
go
of
to
these
weddings is
comments, but,
The Twiglets.
yeah. We've got a question here from OO Slice. So here we go.
Kimbo Slice.
OO Slice X. Serious
a
question,
wrestling-
guys. With regards to FFP, are there any limitations to what we can do in January? In other words, even though we want to spend, is there a cap on how much we spend?
Is
don't
anyone
think-
taking notice of FFP, really? Is anyone taking notice
Yeah,
of that?
I don't-
Because it doesn't seem like it when I look at some
I don't-
clubs.
Yeah, I don't. But you know what, Stan?
In the summer, that
We'll be the first club. We'll be the first club saying that we'll get some kind of weird sanction. They'll be like,
Yeah, man.
dock
you know
off for
that.
17
Yeah.
points for something stupid.
Didn't they say something at the beginning
were
of the
on
summer
the
that
list.
we
They
had
were
a kind of
looking- they were
We
already
were,
looking-
we were in a
they're
list that
already
was
looking at our-
potentially, yeah.
Aren't they already looking at our dealings as well? They said something at the beginning of the season last summer or something.
yeah,
that
this
they were
summer
looking at
Yeah,
it.
they were
you're
looking at
on-
them.
You're on the watch list where they're basically like keeping an eye
We're
on
one
you.
of the 10
I
clubs.
think
Yeah.
Arsenal
No,
are clever.
That's the exact word, Matt. I swear. I
Hey,
remember
Gary,
reading it. You're on the
Gary, like
watch
this-
list.
like this neighborhood watch.
So this is
Yeah.
why. Can I just say as well? This is why when I see
watch
people
list.
when I see people on Twitter saying things like, could we get Ronaldo or could we get Mbappe? I just roll my eyes and think in what world do you think Arsenal is going to pay anyone 500 bucks a week for wages? It's
Bro,
just
if
never happen. It's
Yeah,
never going to happen.
Yeah, I heard somebody talking about Ronaldo. I said if I would, you'd see me blow the right side of my head if we got Cristiano Ronaldo. For what? Why? I don't know. No parts of that.
Coming from no way.
It's not even the money. It's Arteta it can't handle him and
No.
doesn't want to handle him. And
There's more
it's
chance
not going to
of
happen.
him joining Leeds.
He'll probably quit before he takes on Ronaldo. You know what I mean?
There is a scenario that I do like, and it's like it's tucked deep away that I don't really share a lot, but I'm going to do it now. And that is we get Cristiano Ronaldo just to the end of the season in January as payback for RVP. And in that little short time, he scores 15 goals. And then he leaves, we win the title, he leaves, he's it's like we poke up 2 fingers to Man United and get the league title to business. I like that scenario.
Just
I
hear
got
me
one
out.
better
So
than that.
say-
I
say-
got
What
one
do you
better than
address in your
say
most
we
stand?
do bring. Say we do bring him, right? Who sits?
The baggage, it's the
Xhaka has
baggage.
to
Too
sit?
much of a risk of upsetting the dressing
No,
room
but
if we
you know
mention
what?
it.
It won't be too much of an upset if you just keep him up at the top of the pitch, all right? Because Jesus is gonna sit behind him anyways, right?
I got one better than that, man. No, I ain't gonna reveal it because Lee got it right. No, because if I say it, no, I'm gonna let him blow the gasket on that. We were talking and he said, and I said, you know what, man, that's actually a bold move. And I said, you know what, it might actually work. So I'm not even gonna call it out, man. All I'm gonna say
No,
is
you can't tease us like that now. And
That's
Yeah.
Patrick
you gotta
Bamford,
wait
isn't
till
it?
tomorrow.
yeah,
Man.
no.
It's not the return of
you
Willian.
might-
I'm
well,
sure
you
of it.
I know.
Yeah,
man,
return
it's
of
like
Willian?
punches in the stomach.
I had to catch myself. I just throw one hint. I'll throw one hint. We had something similar happen with Sol Campbell, and I'll just leave it at that.
Oh, we're not gonna get Harry Kane. Stop it. It's not gonna happen, man.
Okay.
Why not?
That's not gonna.
What they winning? Hey, excuse me. What the hell have they
They
won?
could have sold. They could have sold him.
Hey,
They could have
Stan,
sold him for
what?
100 mil. They
Stan,
said no.
what, Stan?
Arsenal's
Tell
not
me,
picking
what have
him
they
up.
won in the last 10 years?
Would get a
He has
lot more penalties.
wasted. He has wasted his
Cup,
career.
maybe.
Think of all those penalties.
Yeah,
we
the
get.
Audi Cup. Yeah, the
Fucking
Audi
hell.
Cup. Yeah, exactly. He is waste. Think about how much of his career he's wasted over there. Just think about that.
We'd have to
He's
give up too
wasted
much to get him,
10
and we're not
years,
giving him up
almost
any
10
players,
years.
right? There's no player on our squad we're going to give up for him, right? We
Trust
don't
me.
actually need a Hurricane. We just need.
Delusional
We need.
because we're in first place. Is that too? what happened.
Gary, would you not, if just saying that perfect world, would you not take him at the club if we had a chance to get him? Right now.
Right now,
You-
no.
you-
because
yeah,
we're not,
you-
we're
right
not
now,
a hurricane. We're not a hurricane away from what we need. We don't need a hurricane. We need 2 players. So we
Need
need
3.
we need 2 really. We need behind Jesus and behind Partey, definitely, right? And if Emil Rowe comes back with a little bit help, where that helps us out with our
Yeah, but he
our,
can't stay healthy.
But he doesn't need to play. Look,
He got hurt in the warm down.
Zinchenko can't stay healthy. It
And we
doesn't
need
matter. We have enough players. We just need to be able to rotate.
Two
That's
players
all
is
we
not
We don't
enough
have
to
enough
rotate.
players.
Even Tony said he told him it's not enough to rotate. You need 3 to 4 players. We're talking about rotate. And then catch it doesn't count. So
They
you
will-
can just scratch him
They'll
out.
switch sides, though. You've seen what
But-
we do, right? We
let
get
me
these
ask you this.
versatile
We
players
need-
who can play on both sides of the pitch. That's the only reason why our fullbacks are working is because we've asked some of them to go play on the other side of the pitch, right? The only one who can't do it is Tomiyasu, right?
Let me ask
The
you
other-
this. Let me ask you this, Gary. Would you go in for Zaha in January?
For 10 mil.
Stan?
No.
Yeah.
Tony?
Hey, I never said this is what
No, I want
That's
I would
anyways.
to get another striker and play Jesus on. I don't think
We could do with a
it's
lot more
priority.
attacking, that's for sure, right?
Well, you know, we would go in for my man. Y'all know it's gonna be top dollar now. So I mean, we should have got him in August. But if you go in for him, you're gonna have to pay the money now. You gotta pay the British tax. That's Ivan Toney. But I can see Newcastle going in for somebody like that, even though Callum Wilson is actually on form. But
They would rather have Ivan Toney than.
Are you talking about
than,
January or
Callum.
in the summer?
January.
January.
Ivan Toney's going to cost someone a lot of money.
It's gonna cost about 55 to 65. I can guarantee you that.
If we've moved into that area now where we're talking about, somebody that we'd like to see come in, I think one of the names who's at, and it's someone that I've noticed for the last few seasons, but they're really standing out more this season, is I really like Leandro Trossard.
No,
Because
just
he can
Trossard
cover-
did a great.
I
think
really
on the
good
road.
job.
Yeah.
And he can play through the middle as well. And he seems to be able to be productive in either positions. So he could be a quick fix, for a few positions. He time because of the variety of positions that he can play. And he's a good age, right? So he's at the peak
Yeah,
of his
that's a
powers.
real good age. Yeah.
Has Premier League experience that he'd go up against. So there's none of that settling stuff. So, and he would, and it would be a step up for him in a team that's emerging, and who could come in and be seen as maybe one of the senior players because of his age and profile. Is a name that I really like. Someone else that I really like, and I want Mr. Tom to tell me a little bit more about him because I've only seen Leeds player Somerville. I know that he wears a number 10 shirt. I'm not sure if he's a winger or like a second striker, but every time I've seen clips of Match of the Day recently, he looks really the sort of player that I could see in for Arsenal as well. He's got a lot of speed and a lot of pace, but I don't know very much about him so much. So I don't even know his first name. Jimmy.
Yeah, I think he's more of a second striker.
His nickname is Jimmy around the club.
Is it?
They do call him Jimmy. Yeah, because his first name is Crescencio. So they all just went, your name's Jimmy.
I know who this Wag
No, that's
is
true.
from.
That is genuinely true.
What's his actual
Well,
position? Is he a
to
winger
answer-
or is he what?
My understanding is that he's a winger,
Is it right?
but you got to keep in mind.
Oh yeah,
Um,
Forest. I know who that is. That's he played in the Bundesliga. He used to play in the Bundesliga.
Yeah, he's basically plays on usually the right side, from my understanding, but Jesse Marsh plays a more narrow tactic. So I think it's actually suited him personally because now he gets to veer into the middle of the park. And all his goals have come from basically hanging around that middle and running onto through balls, things like, and obviously benefiting from Patrick Bamford's lack of being able to control football.
How old is he? What's his nationality? Is he English?
He is. No, he's Dutch.
Oh, is he?
It was his birthday last week, so I'll tell you. He is very young for a first team foot. He turned 21 last week.
I like what I've seen of him. I've not seen very much, but he does stand out.
Yeah,
He works well with
I
Alonso.
don't agree. I don't agree with this comment just because Tony was in their championship, and
Tony
people
scored
were
like 30 goals in the championship.
talking about picking him up like last year. So I don't necessarily agree with that comment, really. because we could, Riddy was not Riddy. Tony was on a couple, was talked about.
Ivan
in the
Toney played in
championship.
League One.
I was
Yes.
never that hot on Ivan Toney, but he did look good in what I
We did.
saw of that Man City game. He did raise my eyebrow in that one.
It's
I was like, okay.
but it's all relative their stats, right? Because if you're getting 20, 30 in the championship, you're not expecting to get the same. But who is, right? Who's getting 20 in the Premier League? Few,
I
right?
will say this will sound absurd, Gary, but Patrick Bamford scored more goals in the Premier League for Leeds than he did in the Championship.
You don't want him on your team, though, right?
It may have been tied. Probably it may have tied it, but he definitely didn't outscore himself. He didn't outscore whatever. But so I'm getting tongue tied. But yeah, I get your point. It's very rare. Well, I say rare.
Buendia doesn't look
Incredibly
half
rare,
the player he did in the Championship, right? Still a good player, but not as what he would look like in the Championship.
I think he doesn't. I could be wrong, but I think his nose is out of joint in the sense that they bought him in for a lot of money and then changed the manager, and then basically the manager brought his mate in. Gerrard bought in Coutinho, and then he found himself out of the team, and he was only like intermittently used. I mean, I could be entirely wrong, but I just get the sense that they don't use him. He's obviously not as important to them as he was to Norwich.
No,
because Norwich saw obviously
what
money when
team
they had
this
him.
team reminds me of?
What's that?
The 2008 Arsenal team through the league. Then all of a sudden, Eduardo breaks his leg. But
don't say that.
But you know,
that type of team.
But that brings up that point again. Why I said we got to make sure we sew up all the loose ends. We've seen this before. That team, that 2018 was rolling, man. Eduardo was unstoppable. We were just lighting them up.
There is, if we're talking about it,
Gotta go first,
right? Just us, like
there's no way we can't come out of this window without.
There's no way that Mikel Arteta
not good.
and his other coaching people aren't looking at another striker, because you cannot expect Gabriel Jesus to continue to carry us through the rest of the season, knowing that Eddie isn't up to the job. So much he's bringing on Eddie, he's playing him out on the left and keeping Jesus on through the middle. Whereas I thought that,
which makes absolutely no sense.
Whereas
he was doing the opposite. He was playing
they found himself,
Eddie through the middle.
I always thought the plan would be if they found themselves on the pitch together, that Jesus would kind of, move over to equally as competent and let Eddie play in his favoured position, because
that's
he
what
can just about
you
play
saw
that
early
position.
in the season.
Why put him in a position that he can't play? So
yeah,
I don't know. To me, it looks like he's conceding that he needs something else.
Yeah, but when you do that, why would you do that when you have Marquinhos, you had Nelson that was getting healthy at the time? Because when he did that in Europa League, and you're like, what the world are we doing here? That's the first time I think I saw it in a match that counted, and it's like, why are we doing that? I think Marquinhos was on the bench, if I recall, or Nelson was on the bench, but it didn't make any sense.
That's when Nelson started looking good. Marquinhos so far, so I don't know.
We're paying Eddie $100.
Why you put Eddie out there?
If you don't use him,
you know what?
Got like a Europa League game, and you play Gabriel, you start him against, I don't know, like Zurich, and then you put Marquinhos on, and Eddie's still on the bench. I mean, to me, that just seems like you're hiding Eddie. At some point, you've got to let Eddie show you whether he's worth the deal that he got.
I think that we have to kind of be. Haven't we seen enough already, though? Do you not think we've seen enough?
I've seen enough.
We've seen, you know what I mean? I don't think Tony. I think if we brought Tony in, that he might not start every match, but he would rotate, and then that's what we want to be able to do, anyways, right? We want to be able to rotate, so he might start and push people to the bench, which is what we would need, anyways. We're going to need to do that, especially in January in the new year. So he might not play every match, but he's not playing every week now, anyways, right? He plays once a week right now. So, and that's what the same thing Nketiah got, right? He got once a week, just happened to be Europa. So for Tony, it wouldn't be a step down if he just played once a week.
But
right?
then Eddie's coming in, isn't he? He comes in a lot
Be
in
more
the
than
league game.
that, 'cause you
He never does
got
anything
FA
to make the
coming
manager
up,
think.
Europa.
He never does anything when he comes in to make the manager think, right, I've got to think about Eddie. But maybe somebody like Tony could. If you're bringing Tony on and he's scoring goals, then you're going to give the manager something to think about. And that's what you want. That then makes Gabriel think, okay, I better do more because I've got this guy chomping at my heels.
Yeah.
It's a good environment for everyone.
Somebody that can challenge Jesus. You just don't want an Eddie replacement.
True,
Striker.
true. Somebody,
Eddie is
somebody
not a second striker.
Yep.
So we need a second striker.
And
I think
this
Tony
is,
would
this is
be.
the joke. This is the joke of the day, joke of the show here.
Why is
Do you know
Matt
he
did
and
9
Pepe?
goals?
Him and Pepe both scored penalties. In
I
the
want
same
to ask
game
Matt
against
this
each other.
question. Matt,
Yeah, I'm listening.
would you held on, gave Lacazette one more year, or kept Eddie?
No,
You know,
because no, and I'll tell you. I'm gonna tell you why. See, because I watch French league football, and I'm here to tell you he hadn't done shit over there. So no,
He made 9 goals.
no.
Tony, whatever you got going on at your place, just say no.
Yeah,
Just say no, my man.
No.
No.
Yeah, there's no
Grind
reason.
What is in your chips, man? Something's in your chips, man. Yeah, the standard was raised with it with Jesus, and now Nketiah is further apart from where we want to be.
Eddie should be. I would sell him in January. Put the money toward another striker. I really regret we didn't say King's ransom. Damn.
So I withdraw my offer for Eddie. By the way,
What? Why? He's available for like 2 years. You've been asking for Eddie. Now he's available.
Does Eddie play left back? Does he play centre back? That's what I need. I need defenders who can defend. I don't need Mr. Eddie Nketiah at the moment.
Can't be any worse there than he is as a striker.
I've got Stan sniffing around Somerville. The last thing I need is to add another attacker to the mix.
Now you don't want him. That's funny. Yeah, I see us getting.
It's not I don't want him. I don't need him.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of attacking players that we could get, and that's the problem. We don't necessarily need attacking, but it might be easy for us to get one. We definitely need that midfielder, that Partey replacement, though. So, Ray's just joined us. Ray, welcome to the show. We've been going for it's 70 minutes here.
I know Ray. He's a personal friend of mine.
Yeah, I think I've heard of him too. Pretty cool guy. Yeah. No, Tony, this is, as you said, Ray, does Tony want to step to a bigger club? One that could, sitting where we are, and also the fact that he just, showed that what happens when you don't pick him, right? It'd be good to pick him up.
I think he would be up for a challenge.
Yeah. Somebody said earlier, should we bring back Balogun? And I, for one, think he needs to get the Saliba treatment. Let him get a full year.
Yeah, let him stay where he's at. Let him stay where he's at.
It's hard to bring him back anyway. It's hard to let the club.
Mm-hmm.
How is he doing, Balogun?
I think he scored. He scored quite a few.
He's got more goals than Messi. The last time I checked.
Yeah, he's doing pretty fairly well over there, man.
7 or 8 goals, something like that.
Yeah, he's got 4 goals in Messi. That's all I know. He's sitting between. He's got Mbappe at the top of the list, and Messi is right behind him. So I don't know if that's changed recently, but I think he's doing all right. He's in the top 10 scoring.
How many's Messi got?
He's got like 1 behind him. So the last time I checked.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, but he is behind. He is better than Messi. So there you go. How often can you say that? How often can anybody say, I've scored more goals than Messi? Not too many. Should
we compare their career goals?
That's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about right now.
He's the sixth highest goal scorer in Ligue 1 at the moment.
There you go. Yeah, eight goals.
And,
8 goals.
I'll bet the 5 players above him are all PSG players.
No, only one. I thought. Oh no, you're right. Neymar.
I don't know.
Neymar and Mbappe.
One's Lacazette. Lacazette has 9.
Wow.
He's got yeah. Him and
That's my
Jonathan
birthday slice.
David.
Yeah, all right. So he's got 8 goals. So did anybody? I saw this before. Has anybody heard about this illegal betting?
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's
What's that then? What legal betting
He was
thing?
betting.
What's that? Who?
Tony was betting, illegal betting, I guess maybe. So that's why Southgate didn't pick him. So is he going to get charged with something?
Footballers are not allowed to gamble, are they? Not allowed to gamble on football.
Yeah. Well, that's not. That just sounds like a dumb player right there.
Sounds like what's your boy that played for the Atlanta Falcons, man? What's your boy played for the Atlanta Falcons last year? They got suspended. You know what I'm talking about?
I
The
don't
wide
know
receiver.
that. Oh, he
Played
was
for
betting
Alabama.
too. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I think I know what
yeah,
you're talking about. He was.
He
I don't
bet
understand.
$1,500
If
and
you
lost
got
11
all that,
million.
if you got all that money, why are you betting on sports?
That's why
You
I said
got
he
more
bet.
than enough friends that can take
Hey,
the bet for you.
Gary, that's why I said the fool he bet $1,500 and lost 11 million. He's got paid 11 million a year.
That's so stupid. I don't get
Yeah.
these people. Yeah, Calvin Ridley, that's his name.
Yeah,
Look
really.
at
Yeah, that's what
Rose.
it was.
Yeah. So look, see here. Slice is he's expecting you guys to go out there and do the business on the 28th. All right. And it can be done. We've seen it.
All the
It's not
crisps you
impossible.
can eat, he says, Tom.
All the crisps you can eat, Mr. Tom.
Screenshot this just in case it happens.
I'm not deleting the video, so you can clip it if you want.
Just in case it does happen, I will be coming for you, Slice, for my chips.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, free chips for Mr. Tom.
And you've seen my selections. I don't make cheap picks.
I see that. All right. So we've hit 75 minutes, so we're gonna start getting ready to get out of here. We'll get ready to get out of here. What is this? I highly recommend Mrs. Harris's Goes to Paris. I watched it last night. That's a movie suggestion. I haven't heard of that
What
one.
did Mr. Harris
On
think about that?
Pornhub. That's something on Pornhub.
Yeah, that seems a little bit.
That's like something on there.
How come it's BX Gunner? Is it really that surprising?
I've completed Pornhub, but I don't remember that title.
Yeah, the Thunder Road's got one in there. Everybody's checking out to see what that's. So everybody's been looking that one up. So let me
Of
see.
course it's on Peacock.
Yeah,
Of course
there's a
Give everyone
comment.
30
It's on
seconds to
Peacock.
open their browser.
Yeah. And I guess before we head out of here, I'll let everybody get their say on Piers Morgan, the number one Arsenal
yeah. We
fan,
didn't talk
who
about
decided to bring in someone to chat with him.
Have you seen the video of Ronaldo turning up at the Portugal training camp?
No.
Basically,
Well,
he shakes. He tries to shake hands with Bruno Fernandes, and Fernandes is basically giving him the look as if to go like, "I don't want to be seen with you," kind of. Like he's angry, but he's shaking his hand because he's being filmed.
Right.
It's fascinating. It's genuinely fascinating. It's like for 20 seconds, but it's a fascinating piece of business.
Wow.
Cristiano Ronaldo should have never left Real Madrid.
Nope.
But also people know, I watched Real Madrid too. I was quite thrilled that he left because he never passed the damn ball any damn way. So I mean, that he's a player that should just say, you know what, I'm going to MLS and ride it out and been done with it. It's been through. But going to United, man, But as an Arsenal fan, United has had this shit coming for years, man. And I am soaking it up. I am soaking it up. I still have not forgot about Pizzagate. I am enjoying this, and it's imploding right before our very eyes.
Yeah, as I say, couldn't happen to a better squad, right? So there you go.
To a better squad.
Yeah,
I mean, what he's doing
Bush has
though, it
never
is
took-
really not on though, is it?
No, but you know
I
what?
mean,
That's what.
if a player did that to Arsenal, you'd be furious.
Absolutely, he'd have to go. But you know what? They knew that, Tom, when they got Look, you
Yeah.
telling me that when this summer, when he was already trying to angle to get out of there, what made you think that things were gonna get better? They should have sold him. Should have sold
They
him.
never wanted him. They just didn't want Man City to have him.
What they let him be their problem.
That would have been the clever move, yes.
Yeah.
But they're not clever, clearly.
They're thinking about
Alex Ferguson got on me.
That would
yeah.
have been the correct chess.
It's like if Arsene Wenger was to call us, be like, "Hey man, y'all keep Nketiah, keep Nketiah." No, he's got to go.
Yep.
Maybe if Ronaldo had gone to Man City in the long run, he might have been able to help us this season, right?
Yeah, the problem is that he did that.
You need Mario Balotelli for that. You need Balotelli to come in there and wreck up shop.
No, but they said he did that. He only talked to City because he wanted to, get the United interested. So it wasn't actually, it wasn't actually. And and United got interested and decided, we can't let one of our legends go to,
Hey, Stan, you remember Balotelli went over there, was mad about his birthday cake. Y'all remember that?
Yep.
That was Yaya Toure.
Yaya Toure, yeah.
That was Yaya. Okay, yeah. He
Yeah.
a birthday
Cake, man.
Crying because he didn't get the cake.
No cake.
Balotelli would have set the training ground on fire.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
I mean, I was on it. I was
watching.
watching.
Wasn't Balotelli the one that when his house got caught on fire? I think it was because him and his
fireworks.
He was letting off fireworks in the house. Yeah.
But it's like when all the fire and brigade and the police and all that turned up at the house and all of that, he just basically calmly walked out the front door, handed his keys to the fire chief, and says, "I'll be at the Hilton if anybody wants me," and just checked into a hotel. Just like, do you know what I mean? Yeah, y'all deal with it. I'll be at the top 5-star hotel. Let me know what happens.
Yeah, you can make that.
He will be studied.
He was paying the rent, right? He wasn't even paying the rent. It was a house that they were paying. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? It's not mine.
You have to keep in mind, like he was very young.
Cam, what's for there?
What's
rating of your crisp?
Oh, I'll give these a solid 8.95.
Cool.
Tom, we gotta do our trivia question for the night before we head out.
Oh, before we do that, right, I just want to say that Cristiano Ronaldo thing. It's pretty shocking. I do like to hear stuff like this though, especially when it comes to Man United, because it just continues to put them into more disarray. And we, I want all of our enemies to be in disarray if it helps us. They got their mind on other things. But there is a part of me that thinks like, because of who he is, I think he, if he do need to listen, he's probably the best footballer that's ever played the game, right? Arguably, there's arguments, right? If we're going to do a show about if it's him or Messi, that's a whole other show in its own. He's right up there. And it sounded a bit funny. He's like, the swimming pool hasn't changed. I'm like, well, changed the water since you were last here. So, I mean, what do you expect? This to be bigger? Why? Do you know what I mean? This is a swimming pool. What do you want? Do you know what I mean? So
it's probably not as good as his personal swimming pool.
I know his swimming pool is fucking diamond encrusted, right? So
yeah, of course. But he's
platinum
like,
diving boards.
Well, you know what he's getting at. Yeah.
All right, we got to head out of here.
I'm going to watch it though. I'm going to watch it on Wednesday and Thursday to see what the whole thing.
Cool. So we're going to let Mr. Tom have his say goodbye, and then everybody else is going to say their goodbyes as well. Give Mr. Tom the floor, as he can say, as he can give our question, and then everybody will have their say. We'll get out of here.
Barati's notebook. There it is.
I didn't see you there. Right. Okay. I've got a question for you. As it's a World Cup week, I've got a World Cup question. In 2002, when England defeated Argentina, on Argentina managed by Marcelo Bielsa, coincidentally enough, who fouled who for the penalty that was converted by David Beckham? Penalty in the 1-0 win. That was a good question, but who fouled who?
Stan, I'll let you have that one, brother.
I don't know.
Anybody in the chat know kind of people leave us?
I don't really watch international football at all. So
It's not a trick question. To be fair,
did he
it's
foul
not
himself?
two people you would have. No, it's not two people that you would have never heard of as well. Like it's perfectly fair as an answer. Right,
Because the foul that he
would
got
have
fouled,
heard of the two people.
the foul that he
Email
got
Heskey.
where he kicked out, that was Diego Simeone, wasn't it?
That was in 1998. Yes.
See, after that, I don't know much about international football. That's when I logged out. After that, so, an Argentinian player.
Most
I
people say
rewatched
Gerrard for England.
Maradona? No.
I rewatched it. No, I wish it was. I rewatched a passage of play, so it's definitely correct.
So it's probably a defender, I would imagine.
It probably is, yeah.
Can't think of any
Hang on a minute.
Argentinian defenders. Though. Was it Pavard?
Against a midfielder. Is an England
Well, don't
player
you know
a
the
midfielder?
answer? You say questions you don't know the answer to. Hold on a minute. What's the answer again?
I know the answer.
Oh, I thought he was looking it up.
No, I know the answer.
Right.
It was the. Is it a defender? I was like, I had to double check whether it is a defender, but that I was double checking.
yeah.
But I know that. I said I watched it. I watched the passage of play. I know what happened.
Is an England player
Was
a
it Mascherano?
midfielder?
Mascherano.
Who? Mascherano. Oh, very close. Very close. Very close.
Wait a minute.
I don't know why it's close. But
You said 2002, right?
Is it close because he's
Yeah.
Argentinian?
So that means what's his name?
He's Argentinian.
Yes. Yes.
He got five. Would it happen to be? I'm taking a while. I'm gonna take a wild guess. Would it happen to be because he's been around? When I say the name, people gonna start laughing because they're gonna be like, "Damn, he's that old." Yeah, he's been around for a while. Would it happen to be the former manager of Tottenham Hotspur, Pochettino?
Yeah.
Wow.
Go on, Matt.
When he had the headband.
When he had the headband.
What's the other part of it?
They had yeah, because he played I think he played defense if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Who did he foul? Yeah, 100% correct. Although you're 50% correct.
Who did
We
he
now
foul?
need to find
Bobby
out who
Robson.
fouled.
Bobby
Is it
Robson.
midfield?
Well, I got
The
Pochettino.
England manager from 1990.
Yeah,
I got half of it.
I was going to say Jack Charlton.
Jack Charlton would have got up and punched him.
Michael Owen.
Done. Pochettino fouled Michael Owen.
Oh, yeah, you know what? Yeah,
Scored by
2002,
David
yeah.
Beckham.
Yeah.
Well done, lads.
Because
Well done.
I remember the foul, Michael Owen, but I didn't remember who did the foul, if that makes sense.
Pochettino. Yep.
Beckham had the shaved head style.
Yeah.
Scored
Yeah,
the penalty.
he was on his way to Real Madrid. Yeah. I think he was in.
Tell you what, how I came up with that question. I was watching a video on like 100 World Cup moments or something, and one of them happened to be that penalty. And they showed the foul, and I was like, "Hang on a minute, is that Pochettino?" Because of the headband,
isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, that long hair of the headband. Yeah.
Cool.
and Bielsa's on the sideline just staring
Smoking
daggers at him.
Having a puff.
Yeah, he was smoking
All
cigarettes
right.
on the cooler. Yeah.
All right, Mr. Tom, let's say goodbye to your people.
Yeah.
Goodbye, my people.
As the people. Guys, thank you for supporting the show, especially the people in England that are up at silly o'clock to watch people talk about football and Arsenal. And well, I mean, you obviously enjoy Arsenal, but still, you still choose to spend that time with us instead of sleeping. So, thank you for that. Thank you to the panel for having me on and listening politely while I spat shite about it. Yeah, thank you. Have a good week. Enjoy the World Cup if you're into that sort of thing, which you probably are because you like football. So, have a good week. Thank you for your support. Yeah, sorry, I'm open.
Are you okay after?
All right, cool. All right, Tony, you wanted to say something, so you can say your whatever, and then say your goodbyes as well.
I'll say bye to BX and Ray still watching. Arsenal fan circle. The Spurs game got to Tom. He's yet to custom. I don't know what's up with that. Tom's broken somehow.
He's gotten over it. So he's all right.
And
Anything else?
hopefully
Anything else, Tony?
everybody gets time to spend time with their family and do other things they've been neglecting. Instead of watching Arsenal and Leeds and enjoying football, now you got other stuff for 6 weeks, so hopefully you spend time with your loved ones. Joining in. So it's nice to see people's family around.
Cool. And Stan, thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having
And,
me on. And just basically, if you're going to watch the World Cup, we might dip in at around about the quarter-final stage. I'm not really big on international football, but not sure what the times will be here in Vancouver. But don't see you all before. Have a great Christmas. And we are going to look forward to seeing you all when the football season resumes. Thank you.
True. It's gonna have this comment there, and Matt. There you go. Other people now.
All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3. We are top of the league. Say, we are top of the league. We are top of the league. Say,
We are top of the league.
Yep, that's it. Hey, as I've been saying all season, just keep the train rolling. Hopefully everybody stays healthy. World Cup start next week. For those interested, I will be doing a watch along on my channel with Lee Gunner. We will be doing the England versus United States game, which will be a circus in itself. And so we'll have a good time watching that shit show. So please feel free to come by, say hey.
Any predictions for that shit show, Matt?
Yeah, I've got a 2-2 draw. That's what I've got. I've got a 2-2 draw. United States will beat Wales. Somebody's gonna lose to Iran. They're going. That's a trap game. My dark horse for the World Cup, since we hadn't discussed that, I will say my dark horse for the World Cup. Y'all gonna start laughing when I say this, but if you follow the CONCACAF, you'll know why I said it. Canada is a very dangerous team that nobody has even looked at. And
I'll take that. Nice.
yeah, Canada is extremely dangerous. Yeah, they're very dangerous team. They've got some really good players. They got a cat over there that plays for, I think he plays for Leo, Jonathan David. And
Yep.
Alphonse Davis as well.
Yeah, Alphonso Davis. Yeah, they got quite a few players over there. It's pretty good. So they'll come in.
He plays for Bayern Munich, right?
And I think Canada are hosting it. The next one round is going to be hosted in Canada, right? North America.
Yeah, United States and Canada and Mexico. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, all three. Yeah.
Cool. Stan, you wanted to say something before we head out of here?
Only if you are going to come to the World Cup for Canada. I do have a small box room to rent, and it will be fucking expensive. So, thank you.
That's not what I thought you were going to say, but all right.
Airbnb, baby.
There you go. Mr. Tom, you said you wanted to say something?
Yeah, sorry. I just thought I'd point this out. This is actually going to be the final World Cup with 32 teams. Because from America, Canada, and Mexico in 2026, there's going to be 48
That'd be fucking
teams.
horrible. That'd be horrible.
I've played it out on football. I've played it on Football Manager. It's if it's wrong because there's like I could be the numbers wrong, but it's like 13 groups of 3 teams or there's something like that.
It's going to be a circus because they're going to have some. You're going to have some team from Jerusalem is going Jerusalem or Israel or somebody's going to turn around and be and knock out one of the big dogs. That's going to be funny. It's going to be comedy.
Wow.
Yeah,
well,
group
stage is going to be insane.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. So that's the World Cup coming up in the future. Thank you again, everybody, for joining us. We will do this again next Monday this weekend. I will actually not be around, so we're not going to have a show. I might try and put a video out there. But yeah, I actually will. I guess I'll be doing the England USA game as well, but on Mr. Arsenal channel. I'm going to watch probably the games just because there's nothing else going on, and I still like the sport. I know there's a lot.
Do you think Gary? Do you think you can have Ryan change his name to Mr. Watch Along instead of
Mr. Watch Along.
Mr. Lover.
Yeah, he does more than just watch alongs though. So he does talk about Arsenal when he's not doing
Nice
watch
guy.
alongs. So yeah. So that's it. We'll see you guys on the next one. We'll be back on Monday. I don't know what we're going to talk about because there won't be any Arsenal matches, but maybe we'll see something good from some of the Arsenal players in the World Cup. We'll talk about that then. Everybody have a good time. We'll talk to you later. As I like to say,
Leeds,
life is a
Leeds.
journey. Don't waste the trip. Enjoy the ride, everyone. And we will see you guys on the next one as we head out of here. And we're out.